G'day everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my finding more gold mines and tunnels in Ferny Grove video. I should say this is actually part 2B because I came out here last Friday and filmed an entire episode only to get home and realise that my SD card was corrupt and I'd lost half my video. So I'm back out here today and I'm going to try and retrace my footsteps and show you the good bits that I find. So the first excavation I'm coming up here today is a little bit interesting in that it's not really a gold mine excavation at all, but it comes up on the contour maps, and it's this one here. It of course is a scrubbed turkey mound. So just along from the start of the Ferny Grove rail trail on the western side, there's this little excavation here which I believe is an original mine excavation. As you know, I have a bit of a fetish for tunnels and drains and culverts and whatnot. So hiding underneath this star picket and all this lantana is the exit to the culvert. Surprisingly, there's a lot of really steep gullies around Ferny Grove. It's quite deceptive how many there are. Now, as a matter of interest, I'm walking over the top of the cutting, which is part of the new bikeway that comes through the old Ferny Grove rail line. It's quite a decent cutting considering it was 1918 that the rail line was built. So I'm just noticing here there's a small, what could be excavation. There's a piece of cut timber over there which looks like a fence post and this small mound of rubble. So I thought there is actually an entire fence here. So this fence has been burnt out at some point. So I've just found this insulator near this burnt out fence. So at some point there must have been a power line came through here. I have found some steel insulator posts and an old power pole. I'm not quite sure, but I think this might be a mountain bike jump. Good luck if you've done that. And if you have, I'd love to see the video. So I'm at the intersection of Mango Tree Break and the rail trail, and I've mentioned before, but this is the site of the old Camp Mountain rail disaster. Unfortunately 16 people died back in 1947 on their way out to Samford when the train derailed just on this corner. Now, if you have a look at these historical photos, most of this area was cleared as farming land, and as you can see now, it's just returned back to just wooded forest. So on my map, I've noticed that there's a small hill here, part of this very large tree which has been cut down. So one advantage of coming up here for a second time is I was able to find this fairly small little scratching here. So I'm actually going to call that one because there's a fair bit of broken quartz, and there is another larger mine just up the hill which we're going to find off Mango Tree Break later on. I'm now going to walk about 100 yards through the scrub here, down into that gully and over the other side where I believe there's going to be another excavation. The scrub turkey mound. So a lot of people have asked me how I find these sites. I actually use LiDAR maps, and if you want to find them, they're a GIS layer that's provided by the government. You can download the actual files or the layers and put it into whatever mapping application that you happen to be using. Just gully hopping back down towards the rail trail. Bounce through here without seeing too many crawlies. I was hoping to find a culvert there, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to. Here it is. Actually, it's not that old. Probably Datsun or Mazda hubcap. Well, I did promise you a tunnel, and that one right there is about as good as you're going to get today. Well, I think that is fairly old. Let's go and have a look at the other side. That's it just there. Very cool. A much more modern version. Not sure whether you can see light at the end of the tunnel, but still cool. Just a standard old concrete pipe. Rather boring. This might be where the Ferny Grove vampire sleeps. It's an old water trough, but it very much looks like a sarcophagus made by Rockler. What's super cool is this old brass plug. And I imagine that the other end of that water trough is this water tank. There's the inlet pipe. Or maybe it's an outlet pipe. I don't know, it's a pipe. This is probably the most interesting mine site on the northern side. It's very cool, so much so I'm going to put the drain up. I'm now strolling up Dead Cat Break, which I don't know about you, is a pretty cool name for a trail. About halfway down this gully off the southern side of Dead Cat Break, there appears to be a cutting. It doesn't really look natural. Much of the side of the cliff face here has been cut away. I'm kind of sitting on a landing here that goes down into the gully that way. Could be Mother Nature just doing some pretty crazy stuff, or this at some point may have been part of an earlier mine site. I'm trying to find some cut timbers that might indicate that someone was recently here. There seems to be some material that looks like it's been manually ejected. So I'm going to call this a mine site, just because it looks weird and there's definitely signs of humans. So this is the intersection of Dead Cat and Mango Tree. It's one of the really cool things about the burn off that they've recently done here is that it's opened up this whole area. It's like I found myself an old Holden red motor. Let's see what size she is. Ooh. It's a 161. Not quite sure whether you'll notice putting me in there for perspective, but it'd have to be close to 100 meters down there. And I can see so much because there's no undergrowth. But on the other side, it hasn't been burnt off. So much so that I nearly missed this little beauty here. This is another site, definitely a mine site, this one here, right on the side of Mango Tree Break. Come with me. I think I found where the hobbits live. Alright, maybe not hobbits. How epic is this? My god, I've just found a shovel. A genuine hobbit shovel. God, let's put that one up there. Someone's been digging away here. Bunch of bricks over here. Bunch of plastic. That's lovely. Awesome. This looks like it's going to be the final little mine pit here of take two of part two of my Ferny Grove gold mine and tunnel adventure. It's a nice little excavation, 20 odd feet long, 10 or 15 feet wide and probably about 8 feet deep. There was a whole bunch of other gullies and possible sites that I found last Friday when I came out here, and I got some footage of it that I lost. There's a few just off Pipe Road which could be excavations, or they could just be really eroded gullies. But as usual, if you've liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Stay safe and have a great day.